Good evening and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Source 16 News at 10. New this hour, a trial date was set for a Hopkinsville teen charged with murder. Early this morning, a Christian County Circuit Court judge scheduled a Monday, October 24th trial for Seth Wallen. According to Hopkinsville police, Wallen confessed to shooting 38-year-old Corey Trice on October 9th in front of 1811 Oak Street and then disposing of the murder weapon. The 19-year-old is also charged with tampering with physical evidence. He remains lodged in the Christian County Jail without bond. Meanwhile, a Clarksville man charged in connection to an Oak Grove murder was found to be in contempt of court today after he tested positive for drugs. Before the unscheduled drug test, Christian County Circuit Court Judge Andrew Self gave Rodney Green a chance to come clean about his drug use.
I want to know if you've used anything.
Drunk a beer like a week, like 2 days ago. Took a Tylenol for my headache a couple days, like last night. Last time I smoked was in May.
Because you tested positive for everything on the test except for amphetamines.
Everything on the test?
Yes, sir. You tested positive for marijuana, you tested positive for opiates, you tested positive for benzos, you tested positive for cocaine.
Green was supposed to be formally sentenced today for facilitation of murder and hindering prosecution for the April 2007 shooting death of Christine Walter at the Gilkey Mobile Home Park in Oak Grove. However, Judge Self scheduled his formal sentencing for August 3rd. Green's co-defendant, Tremaine Manchuk, was previously found guilty of second-degree manslaughter and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Well, traffic is back to normal on I-24 in Christian County after a bad wreck involving a semi and a couple of other vehicles sent 3 people to hospitals and shut down the eastbound lanes for most of the day. Officials say the multi-vehicle wreck occurred around 9 o'clock between the 87 and 88 mile markers. According to officials, eastbound traffic had to be detoured around the wreck scene while crews worked to clean up debris as well as cucumbers that spilled onto the interstate when the tractor trailer overturned. Christian County Sheriff's Deputy Ken Roberts told Source 16 the wreck occurred when a SUV driven by Salethia Joyner of Paducah was driving eastbound and made a U-turn to go westbound and pulled out in front of a tractor trailer driven by Gary Kessner of Savannah, Missouri. The semi reportedly hit Joyner's SUV and then went across the median and crashed into and overturned onto another SUV driven by Scott Jackson of Clarksville. According to Deputy Roberts, Joyner and her sister, along with Kessner, were transported by ambulance to Gateway Medical Center in Clarksville, while Jackson, who had to be extricated from his SUV, was flown by air evac to Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. The eastbound lanes reopened around 4:40 this afternoon after being closed for over 7 hours. Christian County Sheriff's Department was assisted at the scene by Hopkinsville and Oak Grove Fire Departments, Christian County Rescue, Hopkinsville Christian County EMS, and the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. In other news, unemployment rates fell in 97 Kentucky counties, including 6 counties in western Kentucky in our viewing area between April 2010 and April 2011, while 20 county rates increased and 3 counties remained the same, according to the Kentucky Office of Employment and Training. In our viewing area, Ohio County posted the lowest unemployment rate at 7.7% for April 2011, which is down from 8.9% in April of last year. Callaway County posted an 8.3% jobless rate in April, a drop from 8.7% in April of last year. Hopkins County's jobless rate was 8.6% in April, down from 9.7% in April 2010. Graves County's unemployment rate dropped to 9.2% in April from 9.9% recorded in March of this year and in April 2010. The jobless rate in Marshall County is down to 9.7% from 10.8% recorded the previous month and in April 2010. And Todd County's unemployment rate dropped to 9.6% in April of this year from 10.7% in April 2010. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate increased in 3 counties in our viewing area. Fulton County posted a 13.3% jobless rate in April, which is up from 12.2% from March of this year, but down from 14% posted in April 2010. Christian County's unemployment rate climbed to 12.5% in April, an increase from the previous month's jobless rate of 10.6% and a slight increase from the 12.4% unemployment rate posted a year ago. And the jobless rate in Trigg County in April was 11.1%, an increase from 10.4% in March, but a drop from 14% from April 2010. According to April's preliminary statistics, Webster County recorded the lowest jobless rate in the Commonwealth at 7%, while Jackson County recorded the highest unemployment rate in the state at 18.1%. Christian County Public Schools released its non-academic data today for the 2009-2010 school year. According to the data, attendance rates decreased from 94.7% to 94.6%, while dropout rates went down from 2.34% to 1.76%, which is lower than the state's average of 3.19%.
I think without the ACE High School and the Twilight School and the concentration on interventions in the schools to intervene with students and differentiate with students to get them more motivated to graduate, I think that would go back. But I think those two, the Twilight School and the ACE High School, have been two alternative programs that's really helped the dropout rate in our school district.
In addition, the school district's retention rate decreased from 3.28% to 2.01%, which is lower than the state's 2.36% retention rate. Back
in the day, retention was about all you could do because there wasn't, the intervention models were not established, and there was not really the research that had been brought down to the levels of understanding exactly what it means when you retain students and how emotionally they get upset and all those other things that turn them against school. So these retention models, and that's why it's kept by the state. They want us to lower the retention rate as much as we can so that students are more successful in school.
And the school district's transition to adult life rate increased from 88.4% to 90.6%, which is below the state's 93.9% average. Link explains how the school system plans on helping students transition beyond high school.
Our counselors are really working hard and working individually with students to get them where they need to be. So this transition to life is basically a focus by counselors and teachers, but primarily counselors, on where they are, what they're going to be doing when they graduate, and being sure that they have the opportunities to get in college, to get in Hopkinsville Community College or in work world or military. So, and they're keeping that data a lot better. That's
Official graduation numbers will not be released until August. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is opening a disaster recovery center in Marshall County Monday afternoon, June 6. Officials say the center at the Marshall County Courthouse on Main Street in Benton will open at 1 o'clock to help people affected by the recent severe storms, tornadoes, and flooding. During the grand opening, representatives from the U.S. Small Business Administration and FEMA will be available to explain current disaster assistance programs. Starting June 7th, the center will be open from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. Officials encourage residents with storm losses to register with FEMA online at disasterassistance.gov or call 1-800-621-3362 before going to the center. City of Hopkinsville employees are mourning the death of one of their co-workers who served nearly 10 years as a tax clerk and revenue and license specialist. Mayor Dan Kemp says, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of Cynthia Lawson, who was a dedicated city employee. The city's sincerest condolences go out to Cynthia's family and friends, who we will continue to keep in our prayers." 49-year-old Lawson of Madisonville passed away Sunday at Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. In addition to working for the city of Hopkinsville, Lawson also served as a volunteer at the Glima Center Community Theater. Due to Lawson's death, city administration department offices will close at noon Friday to allow employees to attend Lawson's funeral at 2 o'clock at the Barnett Strother Funeral Home. The mayor says flags on all city property will remain at half-staff in her honor. Well, if you like to shop for bargains and find one-of-a-kind items, be sure to check out the 4-day 8th annual 400-mile yard sale that begins tomorrow. The yard sale is being held in 34 counties across Kentucky from Maysville to Paducah. Here are a few stops in our viewing area you may want to check out. In Christian County, US 68 mile marker 3 west of Hopkinsville and between mile marker 15 and 16. Eastview Baptist Church on US 68 East, Christian County Livestock Yard, 3467 Cadiz Road, and the A.W. Watt Senior Center on West 7th Street. In Graves County, 150 Pugh School Road in Benton, 953 US Highway US 68 East in Benton, Sportsman Anchor Resort, and Christian Fellowship School Gym. In Marshall County and Palma, 373 Powell Street, 2807 US 68 East, 252 Vicksburg Estate Road, JAAC Pavilion, and Dixie Dogs Hot Dog Cart in Aurora. In Canton and the Cadiz area, Blue Heron and Loose Treasures on Main Street, Fish Island on Blue Springs Road, Cadiz City Park, 36 Red Boulevard, 4433 Canton Road, Ms. Malva's Antique Shop on Main Street, and 497 Oliver Road. And in Todd County, Something Special Shop and the Two Kates on the Public Square, Kathy's Antiques on East Main, and 7902 West Jeff Davis Highway. The event is coordinated by WMTH We Make Things Happen Corporation. Now here is Hopkinsville Christian County Crime Stoppers Coordinator Officer Paul Ray with the featured fugitives of the week.
This week, police need your help locating two wanted fugitives.
Police are looking for 37-year-old Zebulon Jared Hussein, who's wanted for probation violation. Hussein is a black male who stands 6 feet, 2 inches tall and weighs 180 pounds. His last known address was the 500 block of Westwood Drive. Police are also looking for 26-year-old Christina Dawn Bryson, who's wanted for probation violation. Bryson is a white female who stands 5 feet, 8 inches tall and weighs 135 pounds. Her last known address was the 1400 block of East 19th Street.
If you know where police can locate these wanted fugitives, and we've got cash waiting for you. Pick up your phone now and call our tips line at 887-TIPS. If your information leads to an arrest, Crime Stoppers will pay you a cash reward. And remember, we will never ask your name, and you will not have to appear in court. Well, this week's Fugitive of the Week, I'm Officer Paul Ray for Crime Stoppers.